How's it going, everyone? This is Fine Gaming Connoisseur, and welcome to another Let's Play video of EVE Online. So, I don't really do a lot of EVE Online videos on my channel most of the time, but lately I've been going back to EVE Online for the time being. I'm just taking a bit of a break from Mortal Online 2, so I'm not leaving the game. I'm just taking a bit of a break because, so Mortal Online 2 is a great game, in my opinion, but there's just, I think, just some things that I feel is a little bit lacking. And so things like, the game just feels kind of, it can get a bit grindy, in my opinion. So SV released the mastery system recently, and so I did do a video about why I'm starting to like the mastery system, but as time went on, I kind of found that it was still a little bit too grindy, and also the price of the elixir of aptitude as of this time, it costs 500 gold to get a elixir of aptitude. I mean, and that for me is just a little bit too expensive. I mean, it takes me, I'm just a solo player. I play solo most of the time, so 500 gold is quite a bit for me, and I really think that SV should lower down that price, the price of that elixir of aptitude. They really need to lower the barrier of entry, because we're already grinding quite a bit just to reach level 20 in the clade system. So I think I'm on level 17 or 18, and the grind there is already getting to quite rather expensive, or not expensive, but rather grindy levels. It's just the amount of clade experience that you need to reach is just very, very high. So that's one thing that I feel is the reason why I'm taking a bit of a break from Mortal Online 2. And also just I think another reason is that Mortal Online 2 just doesn't have the kind of UI systems that I wish it had. So if you played EVE Online, you'll know that you can keep track of every single thing in that you have in this game. So every asset that you own, doesn't matter where it is in the universe, you can keep track of it. And there's like a tab, a window for every single thing. Your contacts, the locations that you've saved, all kinds of things. Even the market, you can keep tabs on every single thing that you want to keep tabs on, when you keep track of. And that for me is a very superior thing that EVE Online has compared to Mortal Online 2. And I don't know why Mortal Online 2 doesn't have that. I've made suggestions on the forums, and I've pointed out that Mortal Online 2 would really benefit from having that kind of that UI functionality, the extensiveness of EVE Online's functionality. So that's also another thing that's making me want to spend a bit more time on EVE Online. So that's why I'm here. And so I'm making this video because when I'm playing EVE Online, like what I'm doing now, I'm doing mining, and when I'm doing mining, there's a lengthy period of time where I'm just not really doing much. I'm just waiting for the mining hole to fill up, and during that time, I do quite a bit of thinking. I do think, because it's a lot of time in between the just waiting for the mining hole to fill up, like I said, and there's really not much going on during that time. So apart from keeping an eye out for any hostile players that might warp in to try and kill me, there's really not much going on. So during that period of time, I do think, and so I think one of the things that I've been just thinking about is just the people in our society, the people who do a lot of the menial kind of jobs. People like food delivery drivers, cleaners, people doing the just the kind of jobs that a lot of people probably won't want to do. The lower paying jobs, people who do delivery jobs, and people running the convenience stores. The people that is not often thanked in society. I just want to say a word to them. I just want to say a word. I just want to say thank you to all the people who do these very, I suppose low paying jobs, and jobs that isn't often recognized or thanked enough in society. I just want to say a word just to say thank you for all the hard work that you do. So people who do these jobs, and I'd say even just also the people who are in dangerous jobs, people in the military, people who take risks every day to make our society, to make us to make our country safe, and to make everything run as it should. A lot of times these people who are invisible, we don't often think about them. But when I'm mining, doing things like this, I do think about those people. So that's one of the things I've been thinking about. So that's why I wanted to just to say thank you, and also I'm saying that because I've done some of these jobs. When I was younger, when I was in university, I worked as a cleaner part time to, I suppose, just to fund myself, to provide for myself when I was studying in university, and after when I graduated, and I was looking for work, I did do some delivery work, so I know what it feels like to do those jobs, and it's very easy, I think, sometimes for people to dismiss or to not to recognize or to show appreciation. It's very easy for when you've not done those jobs before. It's quite easy to, I suppose, to overlook the work that these people do. But I've done those jobs, and I've worked in restaurants, and I've worked as a waiter. So I kind of know I know what it feels like, and I know the kind of work that is involved, and so that's why I, when I'm doing things like this, when I'm just mining, when there's a lot of just very quiet time that takes place between waiting for that mining hole to fill up, and in this in this prospect, this ship for the prospect, it does take quite a bit of time. Depending on the ore that you're mining, and so so if you're watching this, and you're one of those people who work in these in one of these industries that is not often recognized or thanked, I just want to say thank you, and I don't just want to thank a particular group of people. I suppose I want to thank everybody in society. Doesn't matter what you do, whether you're a lawyer or you're a CEO or manager or whatever industry you're in. If you're doing something that contributes to society in some way, shape, or form, I think it's important that we recognize people like who are doing something to make society a better place. Doesn't matter if it's, if you're just standing behind a counter or doing something, that people don't often see, if you're working after hours, as a security guard or as a cleaner, I think you all play a part in society to keep society running. And because if you're not doing those jobs, then society is impacted in some way. And so I think everyone deserves to be recognized. And so that's just one thing that's that I do think about. And so right now I'm mining an asteroid, and I think EVE Online has been adding different kinds of asteroids. This is the first time I'm mining this Hedbergite. I don't think I've seen this ore before, but this is the first time I'm mining it. And I am mining in a very low security system. I think this is the first time I've actually ventured this far. Before I've just been mining in sort of 0.4, 0.3, but this is the first time I've been in at 0.2. And so far, the experience has been fairly okay. I've not experienced, there are six other players in this system, so I do have to keep a track on people who are coming in and leaving. So when you're playing EVE Online, it's this is very similar to Mortal Online 2. Mortal Online 2 is very similar to EVE Online. EVE Online's been out for over 20 years. I remember when this game came out in 2003, I was, I think I just started, I think I was in the middle of my, in studying and and this game was very, I think when it first came out, I was quite fascinated, because that was the period when Freelancer, the game Freelancer, came out as well, roughly around that time, that time period. Can't remember whether it's one or 2 years earlier, but EVE Online was one of those games that fascinated me, because it was there's another player that came in. So EVE Online was a very different kind of game. It took, I think during that time there was a lot of sort of RPG, fantasy RPG, MMORPGs, and EVE Online was a breath of fresh air, in my opinion. So, but we did also have Anarchy Online as well, and that was another interesting game that I played quite a bit. So, but we've not had that many sci-fi MMORPGs during that time. It was mostly the fantasy RPG kind of themes, and so EVE Online was a very different kind of MMORPG. So, but I do have a funny feeling that something is going to. Let me just. I do miss the classic Eve music. Sometimes, when I'm editing videos, I do like to play the some soundtracks from games that I used to play. So EVE Online is one of those soundtracks, and so I do miss the classic music. So this is so before they added this situational music, where depending on the system that you're in, it'll play different music. Before that, the game was a lot more. I think it was a simpler time, and so back then the music would just play. They even had a jukebox back then, but they took it out. I don't know if you play the game when it launched. It had a jukebox, so you could actually play different music. You can choose what music track to play. I think that was the time when MP3 was a big thing. We had I think it was, what is it? What's that called? What's that app called again? It's called Napster or something. Yeah, MP3 was a very big thing back then. You know, it was a no, it's called Winamp, not Napster. It's called Winamp. Yeah, Winamp was a very popular program. I think my friends and I, we all had that program on our computers because we were listening to our favorite music, and so I think part of the reason why EVE Online had the jukebox was because it might have been because of that popularity of MP3 players. I don't know if you're if you're watching this, I don't know if you still know what MP3 is. MP3, I think you would know if you're a fan of music and you listen to a lot of music on your computer, you probably know what MP3 is. But back then, in the early 2000s, MP3 was a very big thing. Let me just adjust that. Yeah, it is a little bit soft, so let me just turn that up. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so my cargo hold is finally full. Yeah, so that took 20 minutes. So as you can probably see why I say there's like a lengthy period of time where not much happens, and that's why I do quite a bit of thinking. Yeah, so it's very important that you stay cloaked when you're mining in low sec. So I am thinking of going into null sec. Yeah, because I do want to mine the more exotic and more rare ores. So this is just me going back to the safety of high security, for those who don't know what that means. So yeah, Mortal Online 2 and EVE Online are two of the games that are very that I find is a lot of fun. So when I'm not playing Mortal Online 2, I find myself playing EVE Online. And so as of late, EVE Online has become a little bit more fun for me because of the reasons that I stated earlier. And yeah, EVE Online has grown quite a bit in the many years that it has been running, so there's definitely a lot more improvements, I'd say. It's controlled by EdenCon. That's fine. I'm not in bad repute with EdenCon forces. I don't have bad reputation, so that's not going to affect me. But yeah, as you can see, that let me just see what's going on here. Okay. So as you can see, you've just seen me mine in low sec. So, and it's not as scary as people may feel. Some people might feel that if as soon as you venture into low sec, then you're automatically going to be at higher risk of being killed. But as you've seen, I've just spent 20 minutes mining in low sec and nothing happened. So it's not as scary as some people may think, but it all depends on how prepared you are. Because if you're not prepared, then when you get jumped, then it can very easily lead to your death. But if you're prepared, if you know what you're doing, then I think mining in low sec and even null sec won't be as dangerous, won't be as risky. There is still, of course, the risk of being killed, being warp scrambled and then webified and then ganked. But for the most part, I think if you do your homework, you make sure you're prepared and all that kind of thing, then I don't think that you're going to be put at too much of a risk. So, but yeah, just this is not my normal kind of video, but yeah, I am going to be playing EVE Online for the time being. So, and good old jitter. You look at the station; it's grown so much. Yeah, jitter's become almost like a sprawling metropolis in itself. And if you look at the interior, it really does look like a sprawling metropolis in space. Let me just reprocess that. Okay, so you do get so I do get 3,000 something of Noxium. I think it's Noxium that yeah, Noxium. So yeah, that's not too bad. I think I will come back for more. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining me today on this Let's Play video of EVE Online. Hope that you enjoyed it. And as always, if you can please like, comment, subscribe, and share. I look forward to seeing you guys next time. So have a great day, guys, and thanks for watching.